windows actually rattle when the planes go overhead.
Liz Rossetti knew the airport was close when she bought her home in 1989, but so were her in-laws. Plus, in 1989, there weren't as many flights in and out of San Antonio. And Rossetti says she'd heard about a federal program which could help reduce the noise in homes close to airports.
I first got on a waiting list in 2003, 2004.
She's been waiting ever since. As part of the federal airport noise abatement program, homes are retrofitted with new windows and doors, even insulation, as long as they're inside a very defined noise exposure map. A few years ago, it looked as though her ship had come in, or in this case, her flight had finally landed. Windows and doors were replaced in homes on one side of the street directly behind her.
When they did the street behind us, it was wonderful. It was glorious. This is really going to happen. I could see the houses. I could see the windows, see the doors.
Then the work abruptly stopped. Rossetti called the airport, says she was told the money had run out. But don't worry, you're on the list. Rossetti says she never heard another word.
I was outraged. I could not believe after all this time being told, we don't have the funding yet, we don't have the funding yet, and then to find out all of a sudden the funding was available and where it went.
Rossetti began digging online and found where between September 2006 and August of this year, roughly 1,150 homes have had sound deadening work done at a cost of almost $44 million.
Being on the flight path does not necessarily bring it to the top of the list.
San Antonio's aviation director Frank Miller says it's not as simple as it looks. Miller says the airport does a noise study every 5 years, and the areas that fall into the noise exposure map shrink.
So it's just a function of where are you in the program, how close are you to the airport, how much money we're allocating in any given year for the program, and given the types of homes, how many homes can be covered by the amount of available funding.
Which takes us to a home where the program spent more than $332,000. These are some of the 48 windows, 10 doors, and 9 skylights the program replaced in this one home.
Under the federal program, we can't say, well, we're not going to do that home because it's valued at $600,000.
No, but on that home and 10 others in the area, the program spent almost $1.5 million. The average spent on those other 10, almost $116,000 each.
We could have a home at $50,000, and if we're spending $18,000 or $20,000, we're saying, well, isn't it in relative terms along the same lines?
Miller says when a home is worked on depends on when the owner signed up, and how much is spent on a home just depends on how many windows and doors it has. Paperwork shows Rossetti attended meetings in 2009 believing she was signing up for the program.
Well, it's not so bad.
That's pretty light. That's a light one. That's not the caliber of the ones that go over. They get worse.
We checked the decibel level in Rossetti's bedroom, and it routinely hits 68 decibels, sometimes much higher. But officials with the program say Rossetti's home is outside of the 65 decibel noise level, and they're just now doing outreach and design visits on Rossetti's block. None of those homeowners are signed up yet, and other homes have a higher priority.
I just want what they offered in the first place. Insulate the windows, insulate the doors, help to soundproof a little bit.
Rossetti may be in luck. Miller says the program has received $10 million for this fiscal year. But he also says the number of homes still in that noise exposure map is shrinking because technology is making jet engines quieter.
You cannot speak when you're outside for at least 10 seconds as a plane goes overhead because you can't hear each other.